All right, so it's been a couple weeks. We took the holidays off, and now we are back. So I'm recording this a few weeks early. You see, on the 8th of January, which for me is just in a few days. Hopefully for you too. I will be on a cruise, and I'll be gone for about a week. My wife and I were going to do Margaritaville of the Seas Islander, which has been rated pretty well, but at the same time, we want to give Margaritaville a chance. Let's see if they're better than Carnival, which, as you know, I'm not really much of a fan. So when I come back and we're doing more modern episodes, I will review our time on the Margaritaville. You can also check out our videos on our Instagram, which is Dave Tour Guide. Just go to our Instagram, which is Dave Tour Guide, and you'll see video reviews pretty much as I'm on the ship. So go ahead and check us out there. In the meantime, we're going to do an episode today I've been wanting to do for some time. We're going to talk about which cruise is the best for you. So let me say this up front. There is no such thing as the best cruise. There's only the best cruise line for you. And most people get this wrong because they pick cruises the same way they pick cereal, whatever's on sale, whatever their friend did, whatever TikTok yelled about last week. So today I want to break down a little bit about how to actually pick the right cruise, not the cheapest one, not the newest one, not the one with the biggest water slide, although I do have fun with those, but the one you won't regret halfway through day 2. So step 1, be honest with who you are. This is where people lie to themselves. You need to ask yourself, do you want relaxation or constant stimulation? That's one of my biggest complaints about the cruises that I've been on is everywhere you go, it's I've been in the Windjammer on Royal Caribbean, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm trying to have my breakfast, and all I hear is and I'm sitting there with my cup of coffee, and I'm like, turn this crap off now, because these places like generally to have a sort of party atmosphere. Whereas I, on the other hand, like to have a little peace and quiet from time to time. My biggest complaint about Star of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's newest ship, was that there was no place to just hang out where there was some peace and quiet, except outside. Most Royal Caribbean ships will have seating all around the outside. Star of the Seas had seating in one section and then seating in the other section, and there's seat always had a butt in it. I couldn't go anywhere other than my cabin just to get a little peace and quiet and try to relax. Biggest complaint I have on Royal Caribbean's Star of the Seas. Do you like schedules, or do you hate being told where to be? Are you social, or again, do you want more quiet to survive? Now, if you want late nights, loud music, a packed pool deck, you're going to want to go with, say, Carnival, because that's sort of the party cruise line. Carnival has late nights, their music is always loud, and they have the best sail away party out there. If you are an older individual like myself, where you're like, I kind of just don't want all that going on. I kind of want some more quiet time, then maybe Princess Cruises is best for you. They do cater to a slightly older crowd. They don't have water slides on their ships and so on and so forth. I'm actually taking my first Princess Cruise this April of 26. So we'll get a review on that when we're done with it. If you want calm mornings, good food, space to breathe, a party ship will feel like a floating bachelor party you didn't RSVP to. There is no moral high ground here, just consequences. So, step 2, pick the cruise line before the ship. This is a big one. Now, most people say, I'm going to take a cruise to the Caribbean. That's the wrong question. You're not choosing the destination. You need to choose the personality of the cruise ship. Royal Caribbean is very family heavy. They got some of the best marketing out there, and they've positioned their marketing to sort of be a replacement to Disney. For those who've experienced Disneyland and it's too expensive to go back, hey, give us a try. We'll take you to Belize, that sort of thing. Very family heavy. They've got the water slides. They've got the flow rider. They got all this stuff going on. Some liners are very activity packed. Some of them are loud. Some of them are casual. Others are adult focused. Virgin Voyages, which is a smaller cruise line. They're actually a European company. Richard Branson owns them. You know Virgin Records, Virgin this, Virgin that. Virgin Voyages is adults only. You got to be 21 or older just to get on the ship. So there aren't going to be little kids running around. And you're less likely to have, in theory, a lot of people yelling and screaming and hollering. In theory. Of course, once you get alcohol involved, you never know. Some are slower paced, like the aforementioned Princess, and some are food and service driven. Some are specific to a certain category. Comic-Con has their own cruise, for example. There are LGBT cruises that cater specifically to the LGBT crowd. And of course, let's not forget the Disney Cruise Line, which caters to Disney fans, both young and old. But I hear it's a lot of fun. So the same port that you go to can feel completely different depending on the cruise line. You need to choose the vibe first, and then the map comes second. Step 3, size of the ship does matter. Bigger is not always better. Smaller is not always better. Just better is better. So big ships have more restaurants to choose from. There's more shows going on. And of course, there's more crowds. More people, they got to have more restaurants to feed them. They got to have more shows to entertain them. Smaller ships do have fewer choices, a calmer atmosphere, and more personal service. My favorite cruise was on Enchantment of the Seas, Royal Caribbean. My first one was on Navigator. I hated it so much because the food was just horrible. And then my wife surprised me. She got a buy one, get one free cruise on Enchantment. And I went on Enchantment. I enjoyed it very much. The food was so much better. The crowd was less rowdy. I didn't feel like I was packed in like sardines. That's one thing about Star of the Seas is wherever you go, there's a million people everywhere. If crowds stress you out, one of those big mega ships is going to drain you, even if it is beautiful. And they are beautiful. If you get bored easily, a small ship might feel limiting by day 3. Pick the size that matches your tolerance level for people. And we all know how I feel about that. Step 4, cabins can make or break the trip. Here's a truth nobody wants to hear. Your cabin matters more than your itinerary. I'm going to repeat this. Your cabin is going to matter more than your itinerary. If you need natural light, value personal space, and are going to spend some downtime in your room, an inside cabin will feel like a bunker. If you shower and sleep only, are out all day, and don't care about views, save the money. Also, location matters. Being under a nightclub or above a nightclub is terrible. It's terrible. It'll drive out, pull out what's left of your hair. As I've mentioned before, I kind of have a slight heart problem, so I do tend to take a nap just because I don't have the energy of someone 20, 30 years younger than me. So I do tend to take a nap some point during the day, as I do tend to tire out a little bit. So I do like to have some peace and quiet, but I do enjoy a room with some kind of view of the outside. I like to just take a quick glance and at least know what the weather's doing. Step 5, know what you'll actually do on board. People overestimate how ambitious they're going to be. You're going to think, hey, I'm going to attend every show. I'm going to do every activity. I'm going to maximize every hour. You won't. Believe me. Pick a cruise where things you naturally enjoy are easy to access, not something you have to force. If you love food, find a ship where the food is rated very highly. If you love the shows, focus on entertainment. If you love peace and quiet, focus on space. Ports are going to matter less than you think. Most people remember the ship, not the ports. You spend more time on the ship than you do off of it. Most evenings are on the ship and all meals are on the ship. A great ship can save a boring port. I can't stand the Bahamas. I don't even get off the ship in the Bahamas. That's actually more room at the water park for me, and I'm happy. Final advice, ignore the internet and listen to yourself. Reviews are helpful, but most are written by people who booked the wrong cruise, people who wanted a different experience, people who are mad about one bad day. So instead of asking, is this a good cruise? Ask, is this a good cruise for me?